Hi friends, I'm Sikandar Kumar. I am taking the electrical machines for the mechanical engineer. Under this, we are discussing over the electrical different types of machines. And as in continuation of the previous lecture, we are just to cover up in previous lecture about the construction features of the DC machines, principle of operation, EMF equation, build-up phenomena in a DC shunt generator. Now we are discussing about the characteristics of different types of generator. Generally following there are three types of characteristics of a DC generator are taken into consideration. First is the open circuit characteristic, which is it is indicated as a OCC characteristics. Next is the internal of the total characteristics of the machine. Next one is the external characteristics. So these are the three major characteristics of DC generators are associated over here. Under this, whenever first we will discuss about the open circuit characteristic, it will be in between the output EMF and the field current. And open circuit characteristic is also known as the magnetic characteristics or the no load saturation characteristic. This characteristic shows the relation between the generated EMF at no load and the field current at a given fixed speed. The speed of the motor or the generator will be keeping as a constant. The OCC curve is just the magnetization curve and it is practically similar for all types of generators. As you will find over here, there is a, on the y-axis we are taking the no load voltage, on the x-axis we are taking the field current, and it will start not from the zero, it will start from a just above the zero on the y-axis. So there we, whenever we have to just start the motor, we are finding that there is some EMF already built up over the generator. So that will cause the generated EMF of the machine. As we are discussing in the previous lecture that the no load EMF is there because whenever we have to just start the motor without increasing, without doing anything, some EMF will be built up or and that EMF is already stored within the generator. So as we know that in the hysteresis loop, we are finding that there is some saturation EMF, there is some residual EMF is there. So that EMF also exhibited whenever we have to just perform the OCC characteristics in a DC generator. And this curve will be start from this. While we are increasing the field current, we are finding that the no load EMF it will be increased from one level to the another one, and it will be moving as a straight line over here up to a point. It will increase and then it will be saturated. So this will be indicated as saturation over here. So while we are increase in speed by changing the by doing the other properties of the motor to just increase the speed from one level to another level to another one, then the characteristics will be moving from the N1 to N2 to N3. But after a time, if we are finding that it will be a straight line. So this characteristic is also called as a no load saturation characteristics of the DC generator. Another second one will be the internal or the total characteristics. It will be against the EMF versus the armature current because we know that there is a two types of windings are there in DC machine. One will be the armature winding, another is the field winding. Field winding will be placed on the stator side and the armature winding placed on the rotor side. So while we are performing the no load characteristics, then it will be associated with the EMF versus field current. But whenever you have to just look over the internal or the total characteristic, then the EMF versus armature current means the rotor current will be associated over here. The internal characteristic shows the relation between the on load generated EMF and the armature current. Over there we have the no load generated EMF. Now we have the on load generated EMF with the armature current. The on load generated EMF is always less than E naught. Due to the armature reaction, Eg can be determined by subtracting the drop due to demagnetizing effect of armature reaction from no load voltage E naught. Therefore, an external characteristics curve is lies below the OCC curve. Third characteristic is the external characteristic. The external characteristic versus the V versus IL. V is the load voltage versus the load current. An external characteristic curve shows the relation between the terminal voltage that will be available at the output terminals of the machine and the load current. The terminal voltage is less than the generated EMF due to voltage drop in the armature circuit. Therefore, external characteristic curve lies below the internal characteristic curve. External characteristics are very important to determine the suitability of a generator for a given purpose. So the application, how much voltage it will be generated, that will be we are getting from the external characteristics, not from the internal characteristics or the no load characteristics. So the suitability of a generator for a given purpose. Therefore, this type of characteristics sometimes also called as performance characteristics or the load characteristics of the machine. These are the combined characteristics of the no load characteristics will be indicated by the blue one. We are finding that this will be the voltage whenever the generator is just start and it will achieve a specific speed, then the specific voltage will be generated. So for the entire all three parameters, we are finding that the initial point for a generator it will be constant and it will be the common for the all three characteristics either for the no load voltage, generated voltage or the terminal voltage. While we are increasing the load, we are finding that the generated that the no load voltage it will be constant in nature. Whenever there is a we are taken about the internal characteristics of the machine, then there is a armature reaction drop is there. So the as the load will be increasing, then the armature reaction is there. So there is a specific relation between the drop in the armature voltage. So that voltage we are finding, so due to the armature reaction, some drop is there. So if we are subtracting the no load voltage with the armature drop, then we are getting the pink color or pink color curve. Then if we further increases the parameter or we are just looking over the terminal voltage which will be available at the shaft which will be available at the terminals of the machine, then we are finding that there is some ohmic drop is there. Ohmic drop means it will indicate there that whatever resistance will be existing within the armature, or if we are using a different types of machines are there, then the resistance offered by the field winding it will be also associated over there. The total resistance offered by the machine before we are getting the output at the terminal voltage, then that drop will be indicated as a ohmic voltage drop or the resistance voltage drop of the machine. If we are subtracting this, we are finding that the curve will be reduced. So in a single curve, we are finding about the saturation curve, we are getting about the internal curve, and we are getting about the external characteristics of the DC generator. This characteristic we are indicated for the separately excited DC generator means the field winding is separately excited as compared to the armature winding. Armature winding is separate excitation. We are given the separate excitation for the armature and the separate excitation we are given for the field winding. Next one is the characteristics of the DC shunt generator. As we are getting that there is a field winding which will be indicated within the circle. This will be the armature and the armature winding we are placing over here, and this will be for the rotor side. And the field is associated with the stator side, so stator is there. So whenever the armature and the field coil are connected in parallel with each other, and we are taken a single source for the DC generator. If there is no external source we are using just to excite the field winding, then this type of generator is called the DC shunt generator. Means the armature is connected in shunt with the supply, and there is no separate supply we are delivered to the field winding, excitation of the field winding. And whenever we are just connected, there we are using the armature ammeter for measuring the armature voltage or the load current, and there is a voltmeter to connect the voltmeter to measure the armature voltage over there, and the variable load is connected over here. So all three characteristics we are getting from this side. Over here, A to B is the curve for the no load rock. Then there A to C will be called as the internal characteristics after the armature reaction drop. And A to D, it will indicate it as the external characteristics of the machine while, while reducing the ohmic voltage drop of the machine. This will be the this is the characteristics of the series generator, as we are finding that in the previous one, the field winding and the armature winding are connected in parallel with each other. While we are connecting the field winding in series with the armature winding, we are getting the series generator. So in case of the series generator, the field current and the armature current both are the same, and similarly the load current will be the same over here. So it will behave as a no load characteristics of the magnetization curve. Then if we are reducing the armature reaction drop there, then we are getting the internal characteristics. Similarly, if we are reducing, if we are dropping the ohmic drop, we are getting the external characteristics of the machine. So no load, generated voltage and the terminal voltage characteristics are showing over here for the DC series generator. Next will be the characteristics of the DC compound generator. As the name indicated that it will be a combination of the series and shunt winding. So if we have the two winding are connected in series or parallel combination with the armature, then this type of generator is called the compound generator. There the different types of characteristics are there. While we are looking over the x-axis there is only the terminal voltage. Then over the x-axis over the y-axis there is a terminal voltage. Over the x-axis we are using the load current. If we are using armature armature current will be the constant or and the field flux associated with the with the series and the shunt winding. If the both are equal in nature, then it will form a flat compound where the no load voltage and the full load voltage will be the same of the machine. Over compounded means if the no load voltage and the full load voltage will be increasing, means if over there, if we are using that the characteristics of the shunt winding, it will be heavier than the series winding. Then at that moment it will work as a overcompound generator, means the field flux produced by the shunt winding is more than the field flux produced by the series winding. Then compound generator behavior is as a overcompound. Or if the series flux is heavier than the shunt flux, then it will behave as a undercompound. So this will be the green point is indicated as a no load voltage. So the no load voltage will be A to C will be the straight one and the equal. So these are the different characteristics which will be associated with the DC shunt generator. And thank you for attending the lectures for this one. Thank you.